Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life is a Scam podcast. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in. I am your host, Seyi, also known as Seyi 2 times or Seyi So Fit on IG. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to ask that you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Life is a Scam podcast. So we have a really good topic for you guys today. But before we jump into that, I just want to thank everybody for liking us and and just being a part of this experience that we're having. So we're gonna start with our scam artist of the week. So pretty much every week we're gonna go over this topic where we just kind of talk about who scammed us as a society. And I'm going to talk about Patrick Mahomes. You are my scam artist of the week, my good sir. And let me tell you why he's my scam artist of the week. So Patrick Mahomes is about 24 years old, and he just signed a $503 million contract over 10 years to play football, to throw a damn ball. Life is a scam. I am happy for you, brother. I am not hating. I support. I'm happy a black man cut the check. But shit, $503 million? That's a lot of money. So let me break this down to y'all. So he's going to be making $50 million a year. $137,000 a day. That's a day, in one day, $137,000. An hour, that's going to be $5,700 and $96 a minute. He gets paid $96 a minute. You know, I'm like, if people who get paid $96 an hour feel like they made it.
I get paid $96 a day.
And he make that in a minute. And that's crazy, G. So life is a scam. Shout out to my boy Patrick Mahomes, but you are the scam artist of the week for me.
How you guys doing? It's your boy Elijah, Eli7 _. My scam artist of the week, Jonathan Isaac. Bruh, you're supposed to be on our side. I feel like you're not. For those who don't know, he stood up. NBA players stood up for the national anthem. He didn't wear the Black Lives Matter shirt. I feel like you're not on our side, bro. If we was to go to the front lines, I feel like you're not going to be with us. Nevertheless, you're my scam artist of the week, bro.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Ralph. I go by Ralph Montana. Ralph Montana _ on Instagram. My scam artist of the week is Mr. Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. I watched the sermon on Thursday with the top 4 tech and realized that it's really crazy because if you imagine owning a business, imagine paying Amazon to be on the top of the search. But then most of us notice that when we go on Amazon to shop, we see Amazon's recommended product. I think that's a scam. And shout out to Amazon though. They're doing pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I think their stock is valued about $3,200 a share. But my goodness, man, y'all gotta stop doing that, man. Let the small business owners catch a break. How about that?
Too much money.
Too much money, man.
Okay, my name is Wes. Go about worldwidewest.x on Instagram. My scam artist of the week would probably have to be the NFL. Just because of recently they've announced that they're allowing Black Lives Matter decals on the back of your helmet.
Wow.
Which they've been very hypocritical as far as Colin Kaepernick with his peaceful protest.
Yeah.
So now it just doesn't seem organic. As, obviously, a lot of companies are just jumping on the bandwagon of Black Lives Matter, and it's all a PR thing. So they'll probably be the biggest ones. They also pledged like $100 million to injustices or something, but it's over 10 years. So the number sounds good,
But it's not really nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And we talk about multi-billion-dollar organization, which I think it's like 72%, 73% of the players are African American. So $10 million a year is nothing. So they would probably take it.
For your scam artist of the week. All right. So now we're gonna jump into our topic. We have an interesting topic today. So we have a lot of single men that are part of this this lineup that we have here. So we're gonna cater to the ladies a little bit. All right. We want to talk about two things. So first, I'm gonna ask you guys, what is your number one deal breaker when you're talking to a girl? Y'all could be dating, y'all could be together, it could be any situation, but what is the one thing that you absolutely cannot handle? And we're gonna talk about what are the three things that you feel is most important. Okay? So let's do it this way. Let's start off on a positive note. Alright? Let's talk about what is most important to you first. So, who would like to kick it off? Or y'all want me to kick it off?
Kick it off.
I'm gonna kick it off. Alright. I'm gonna kick it off. So, mine is easy because I'm gonna describe my girl. So, number one, I like someone that is organized. If you know me, you know I am probably one of the most unorganized people. Like I'm always in go mode, right? So, whenever I have an idea or whenever something comes up, I'm like, all right, let's do it. I don't always take the time to stop, think, plan, and create everything. So for me to have someone who is super organized is something that I super value. Okay, and I should have said that number two, but I'm gonna say number one. I'm gonna say what is number one should what is my second characteristic should have been my first characteristic, which is God fearing. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord, and I feel like I mean, if you're not Christian, it's cool. I mean, this is no big. I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own. But for me, I have to have someone who is on the same page with just handling life because dating is difficult, and if y'all are not on the same page, then it ain't gonna work out. And then the next most important thing for me is someone who is trustworthy, right? Because we live in a society where a lot of females say a lot, do a lot. They be pretending like they had 3-4 boyfriends at the same time. They take, they take advantage, of good guys like myself. You know what I'm saying? So I like someone that is loyal. So those are my three characteristics I would say I value most.
Okay.
Do we have to do all three?
Nah. Give me what you got.
What you got, Ralph?
I guess one thing that I really pay attention to is I love a cultured girl.
Explain what you mean.
Just someone who has core values and beliefs. You don't have to be African. You know, you can be African American or just whatever. But just having an understanding of a culture is something I really value. Like what you do, how you go about your life, and principles of how you abide by things that you believe in. So I like a cultured person. I'm very spontaneous.
Okay.
And so I would love for someone to be able to be maybe slightly flexible.
That's a good one.
So, or just be open to being flexible sometimes.
When you say flexible, what do you mean flexible?
Like she can put her leg behind her head, or like
Physically flexible or overall just flexible?
freak man, Nah, but I get you. I'm joking.
Come on, man, you put him on the edge, man. Come on.
I know what you mean by
All
flexible.
together.
I get you.
So yeah.
E, you ready?
Yeah,
Let's hear it. Top two or top three?
Mine is really simple, man.
Alright, let me hear it.
It's everybody's loving, caring, and just understanding.
Okay.
It's like I just like to keep it simple and be you. If you're you and I can fall in love with you, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Cause like if you be somebody else and I'm like, this is not the person that you are, then
That's her. Yeah. You can't keep it
it's
consistent.
really not. Yeah, can't keep it consistent.
You look a little nervous over there, Wes. You got something to say?
Taking a
I see
drink.
some sweat coming down the side of your face.
I don't even remember the question. So it's 3.
3, or you give me 1 or 2. Give me what you got.
What
If
you
you got 3, I'll take 3. But if you got 2, I'll take 2.
Okay. Oh, qualities you want.
Qualities that like you like? If it's a girl right now that's feeling West, right, and she want to slide in your DMs, right?
WorldWideWest.x.
.x, that's the handle. But what does she have to have? What does she have to do? Like, what are the characteristics that you want her to have?
Great question.
Yeah.
Man. I would say the first one, just be like have a good heart.
Have a good heart. Okay.
Excuse the smile, I'm not lying.
Right. Somebody's lying.
I'm nervous. No, seriously. Yeah, just have a good heart. Some like two would probably be big. Is I don't like when girls wear a lot of makeup. Whoa, chill out.
Right. He agreed.
Yeah, my son clearly agrees. But I don't like when girls wear a lot of makeup. So I like natural beauty.
Hold on.
We're going.
For my ladies, because I know they're about to eat you alive, can you
Yeah.
explain what natural beauty means? Because sometimes they say guys don't really know what natural beauty is, so explain that. Go in a little
That
deeper.
should be fun though.
Okay, well, I'm saying natural beauty to me. Before y'all jump on me, natural beauty to me. So I don't mind makeup, right? So I like when we going out or whatever, you do a little something, but I don't like when it transforms you. You know what I'm saying?
So
I feel it's an enhancement.
right, I think they call it a full glam. You don't like the full glam, you like the
Yeah.
soft beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
see?
catfish.
I know my
That's-
stuff.
that's
Right, you don't want to
what
be
I don't wanna be
catfish. Okay,
Gotcha.
got you.
Eat 'em.
Those, yeah. So those two are probably the biggest one. If I had to make another one, maybe just willing to like listen.
Mhm.
I think that's big. Like I plan to teach, you know what I'm saying, my wife a lot of things, but I also plan to learn from her. So
Facts.
just someone that's very understanding, very willing.
Okay.
I'll give a little shout out because like my sister, my oldest brother, he's married and so I call her my sister obviously.
Yeah.
She's very, very understanding, always willing to learn. So, you know what I mean? Like, that quality, if I could have that within my woman later on in life, that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to the sister-in-law because you must be an amazing person to have Wes to want someone like you. So shout out to you. All right, so we are gonna go to our next topic, which is what is the deal breaker, right? What's the one thing that if a girl does, she cancels? She like you like get out my face. I'm done with you right now.
I mean, I'll go first.
Go ahead, drop some knowledge on me. See,
You know, for one, I mean, it's not gonna be just one thing. But if it's like consistent, then it's like I can't handle this. But
Okay.
if I was to tell
You
you,
can't handle it.
you know what I'm saying, like, but it's for me, it's like I can't. If I can't, you shouldn't have me like. I shouldn't have to read your mind in order if something is wrong.
okay,
That
Communication.
That's big.
Communication.
okay.
That it's just like if something is wrong, tell me. I don't want to have to figure it out because 9 out of 10 times I'm just gonna sit there until you tell me.
You gonna play 2K?
Either you're gonna
Put the
tell me
headphones on. Let me know
or
what you're
I'm
doing.
not gonna figure it out. Because then
Okay.
if you tell me exactly what it is, I don't have to be like, what did I do?
Right, you can learn from it.
I can just learn from it. I can take it, learn from it, and correct myself.
Yeah.
Bet.
You know, so for me it's communication. Appreciate you.
Communication. Bet.
Okay.
Or bad communication.
Yeah.
For me, I would say more or less communication, but also too just don't disrespect me. Because I feel like coming from like a African household.
That nigga African. Talk about disrespect. Yeah.
Coming from like an African household, obviously, you know, respect is very big within our household, but just seeing a lot of my friends who tend to be like African American or just American in general, a lot of their relationships just seem to be really toxic. And, you know, a lot of people say things in the heat of the moment, but I've never really been one for that. Like, you know, excuse my language, but if you call me a bitch, that's really how you feel. You know what I'm saying? F you or anything like
That's
that.
what you're saying.
You feel me? I'm not with that shit. Like, at the end of the day, we're two adults. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have disagreements.
Right.
You have disagreements with your mom, dad, brother. So it's only natural for you to have it with your significant other. So if you can't talk to me with respect, same way I'm gonna talk to you with respect, then that's definitely a deal breaker.
Yeah, and that's big. That's big. I like that one because respect can be a bunch of things, right? So respect can be exactly what you said, like cursing at me when we're upset, but also respect can be like, you know, when I'm not around, are you holding down for it? Like, you know, respect is broad, you know what I mean? So it's not just how you talk to me. It's how are you in this relationship, right? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Well, that's a whole deep conversation, but yeah, I like that.
I like to piggyback off what Eli said. I think communication is something that's very, very big with me. Some of y'all don't know, I'm an entrepreneur. I just have a lot of stuff going on through my head. Like, it's really hard for me to just sit down and like imagine what you're telling me, and I'm supposed to understand what you're trying to say without you saying it. I feel like I'm a very I like to talk about things, so I feel like if you're not able to disclose and talk about situations or what's going on, and then you assume that I'm supposed to know that, that's tough. I think that can break my relationship a lot, because then you're probably going to start feeling some type of way, and I don't even know you feel some type of way, and I'm going to take it that you're perfectly fine because you've never discussed it, and I'm supposed to all of a sudden understand how you feel.
When you bring it up later.
And I'm also the head of my household. While doing all that, while trying to be an entrepreneur, that's a lot to put in at once.
Gotcha.
And
So
communication is key.
Yeah.
Respect, obviously, is something big.
Right.
The older I've gotten as an African man, I've become more cultured, embedded in my culture. So I need to have some type of respect for for whoever I'm dealing with. And because I know I'm gonna have that, and I take care of my mom, so I have that full respect of a woman, and I expect the same for a woman to also do the same thing to me.
Okay, so it sounds like you agree with both Elijah and
Right,
Wes. So you
and
got
that's why I
two
say
of them.
piggyback.
You got two of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That's
So
why I say
there's
it's
two,
really not just one.
because then they all divert into different
Exactly.
sectors. Trust,
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah.
Because if you have that communication, there's understanding there. Like,
Exactly.
okay, I can talk to him later. He's gonna listen to me. I can trust him
That's
later because I
communication.
respect him. So I think those two are like very, very vital.
Okay. So I have a question for you. Since you guys seem to have experienced a lot of the same things, do you guys think like girls in general expect y'all to read their mind, or have you guys experienced that in the past? Because I'm gonna say this, but hopefully I don't get beat up later. I think like girls, women in general, sometimes they drop hints, right? And they expect you to pick up these hints. And I, for one, can say that I miss a lot of these hints, right? So, women, please comment. Why do y'all drop hints and expect us to pick up these hints when y'all could just say exactly what you want to say and we understand it? But have y'all experienced that too in the past?
Yes, and the way I deal with that, I see the hints, but I'm gonna be grown about it, and you're gonna use the words, or I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna
forget the hints.
You're gonna keep dropping them hints until you communicate with me.
Okay.
So I'm, because like, come on now. Why are you going?
I'm not a child.
I'm not a child. Don't
Okay.
go around trying to
Be real.
sugarcoat it. Just tell me.
Okay.
And so I like to say that I think when you build on a relationship with someone, especially with a girl, personally, wherever I'm dating or whoever I'm serious with, we're usually our best friends. I think when you start to develop that habit of becoming that person's best friend, you can basically understand when they're not okay.
Yeah.
And then you can start slowly, but it takes time to do all that.
It takes time.
And I think women
They
don't
expect
really,
you to get it.
I think women are technically more mature than the men. For us, it could take longer for us to really
learn those hints.
to really stop being selfish and reach out and be like, what's wrong? You don't look okay. Because men technically are more selfish than women are. Women can easily know you don't seem okay.
Yeah,
right.
What's wrong? And you're gonna be like, oh no, I'm good, because you don't want to talk about
Exactly.
it. But for us to be in that point where we like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Like, let's talk about you today.
Right.
It takes a long time. It takes a lot of building and manifesting with that person.
I
So it comes on later on, but women, y'all gotta chill out.
Right, this man must be a relationship expert. He's dropping gems. All right, so for me, my number one deal breaker. I have two in mind, but I'm gonna say one. My family is extremely important to me. Right, and we have a African core here.
Nigeria.
We usually value our family a lot. Not always, usually. But respect is something that's big. It's like it gets drilled in you from a really young age. Some people say it's respect. Honestly, I think it's honestly a level of obedience. That toxic obedience. We're gonna talk about that at a later podcast.
Yeah.
Nigerian parents, y'all be tripping sometimes. But because I do value my family so much, a deal breaker for me is someone not having a good relationship with my family and especially my mother. I know my mom can be a headache. Mom, I hope you're not watching this podcast. But I deal with her, I tolerate her, and we have to tolerate her. Like, yeah, even if y'all not best friends, you have to show her a certain level of respect, right? And at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm gonna hold my person down, but you have to understand that in certain situations, we have to respect your family and we have to respect your parents. So that's something that's big for me. Got a question for me?
So who you gotta pick, your mom or your wife?
Exactly. So that brings us up to our next topic. So I know Black Twitter has seen this video. It's been everywhere. It's the video of this lady. From what it seems, husband comes to pick her up from work in her car, and the husband's mom is in the front seat. So the video starts with this girl just snapping, like, yo, why she in the front seat? She gotta get out, blah, blah, blah. This is my car, blah, blah, blah. Why your mama always do this, blah, blah, blah. So this video went viral. So we're gonna talk about that. Who sits in the front seat? Or who comes first? Your mom or your wife? And I'm gonna say wife and girlfriend don't really count, you know? So girlfriend, you gonna sit your ass in the back. You gonna sit wherever you need to sit.
Right.
But or we can even talk about that. We can talk about that too. Let's see. So let's start it off at the end. Worldwide West. Who comes first? Your girlfriend / wife or your mom?
Good question. I would probably say your mom, just because obviously she's the person who birthed you.
Your mom or our mom? Because you said your
You know
mom.
what you mean? Your own mother.
So,
we
be more
get you.
specific,
We get
sir.
you. We get you.
Be more specific.
My mom.
Thank you.
So your mom comes before your wife /
Your wife.
girlfriend.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, you can get a divorce from your wife / girlfriend.
Yikes, that's tough. That's interesting. Okay. Okay.
So your mom, for me, will always come in. My mom could be a big headache too.
Yeah.
Like you said, that respect factor is just big. So, yeah, your mom comes first.
Okay.
But my little caveat with that would be, like I said, my mom be tripping, right? Don't be watching it.
Hi, mom.
right. My mom be tripping.
So
So,
I tag her.
right. I also feel like if you know she's tripping, like it's something like blatant, everybody can see, then it's up to you. It's your duty to check your mom in a respectful way.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't see the video you're referring to, but if it's the girl, the wife's car, and the mom, like, yeah, just get to the back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, but that's my take on it.
All right.
Well, my take on that would be, what year or decade are we referring to?
We're talking to 2020.
2020.
Yes.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Hinge.
What year? Yeah.
Tinder.
All of that.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Snapchat. What other apps we got?
All these apps.
Man, I'm picking my mom,
You
man.
picking your mom?
Man, that's guaranteed, man.
Wow.
Man, look. If we were talking about 1980, where our moms were growing up, then I'll be like, you know what? I think I'll pick my wife. And the reason why I said that is because, number one, I think that our generation, us being African, our mother grew up in a generation that they are right now. They're great moms to us.
Okay.
And from my understanding of dating in this present moment, social dating and all this social apps and things like that, it's not a lot of good women out there.
Damn.
And I think because there are not a lot of good women, and there are a lot more women than there are men, it's easier to replace a woman.
Yikes.
It's all
Who
facts,
man?
though.
Who man?
That's all facts,
It's
though.
easier. But here's the thing: when you find a good one, then you have to put her first because it ain't that many out there.
Okay, so
But
I feel like
until I find that good one,
they about to.
So when you get a good one, that's when you put it first?
and it takes years to really know if she's a good one.
Years? Okay, so I want to ask you something. So in the video, that was his wife at the time.
Right.
So y'all are saying that you put your mom before your wife.
I'm saying that with the contingent as she's not tripping.
She's not tripping.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay,
at the end of
that's
the day,
fair.
she's tripping.
You don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
I feel you.
gotta be
So I would like a woman who's cultured.
Mm-hmm.
So in that scenario where my mom is in the front seat, my mom is an elder,
Mm-hmm.
and she should respect her.
Okay. And that's the culture currently. That's the Nigerian culture. That's the Nigerian
true.
I don't care if it's Nigerian, I don't care if it's Moroccan. I think
Right.
it's a cultural thing
To respect your elders.
people who are older than you.
Fair.
So that shouldn't have been an argument or even a conversation.
Okay. E.
Me, personally, my mom wouldn't even let me disrespect my wife. It's like, anytime, I go pick up my mother when I was in a relationship, she would sit in the back because she knows that, I'm going to always give whoever my significant other is the
Okay.
utmost
So
respect.
this is even a girlfriend. So when
Even
you have
my
a girlfriend,
my mother was like, oh no,
okay.
because she knows,
Shout out
like,
to mama. She
you know,
She's the real.
so for me, my mom wouldn't even let me put my wife beneath her.
Yeah.
But she already knows she's number one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But that respect that she has for me transitions to like, your wife should sit in the front and be by your side.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
we have 3 mama's boys sitting to my right now. So let me tell you guys the actual answer.
I said
okay?
my wife.
The actual
Right. No, but you deviated. You deviated
No,
to say my mama's number one.
No, I had to. Okay,
Check it. I'll let y'all speak y'all. I'll let y'all have y'all.
Man, I'm trying to. Don't tell me it's the
Check
right
it,
answer.
check it.
Why
This
would
is
it
the
be
correct
right
answer.
No, there is no
Okay, so your mom has a husband,
Okay.
right? Your daddy.
Alright.
And guess what? In his mind, your mama is number one. So your mama can't be number one in everybody's life. She already got the number one title, right?
She
So
made you though.
in when you're trying to build with someone,
Facts.
your wife is always number
Yes.
one. Period. Right? This is why, because y'all say people come and go, yeah, you might get a divorce, but with me, I'm not when I enter a marriage, I'm not trying to get a divorce. It is forever. You are my queen, you are my person, you are my love. It's me and you against the entire world. And fortunately, my mom is very much like Elijah's mom. So my mom, in Nigeria, it's very common that people have drivers. So my mom is used to having a driver. So she always sits in back. So like my mom just be like, I'm gonna hop in the back, and
Right.
Jasmine sits in front. So I've never had that issue.
And that's what
But-
I'm saying. I will never have.
But
that
this is the
issue,
thing.
so-
Even if that was the case, like number one, it was a wife's car. So in that
Right.
situation.
Okay.
But number two is like in the
It's
video.
not the wife's car, it's our car. Don't forget about that.
Sure, I give you that.
Facts.
But one other thing is that
50-50.
she said in the video, she was like, "This always happens. Your mama always blah 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 blah." So I feel
There's
like
more to it.
there's
Yeah.
more to
They
it.
got
They've
beef.
been beefing for
Yeah, they
years.
got beef.
So if there's beef, right? Number one, that there's beef. As you're pulling out to pull up your wife from work in her/our car, you be like, "Hey mom, we about to pick up.
Right. Yeah.
Blah, blah,
I
blah.
agree with that.
Do you mind happening in the back?" Like, so in that situation, you have to, as the husband, you have to
Right.
defuse that situation before it even happens. Or it'd be like, or if it's really that bad and your mom and wife just hate each other, I can't date you if you hate my mama. But be like, babe, I'm with my mama. Let me call you an Uber. You know, like you have to find a way
But why do you have to do that?
So,
Right.
but check this out.
That's me. That's what I think. But we are running low on time, so. Before we end, I'm gonna let Ralph talk real quick. Then we gonna summarize it and we gonna call it a day. What you got to say?
I want to say, so, when our mothers raise us,
Mhm.
typically as an African man or Nigerian man, we're brought up because our mom take good care of us, because there's a possibility that we might be in that position to take care of our mothers as well. And so they've done what they had to do for us, sacrifice. My mom did.
Mhm.
I've been through a lot with my mom, and I take care of her right now. I think that any woman that comes into my life has to understand that she is priority number one, because she needs the help.
Mhm.
And so if she's not able to understand it, I don't think I can be with that girl.
Right, exactly, and that's why
So-
that was that's my
Yeah.
number one deal breaker is your relationship with my family. But I agree with that. I
Right.
really
If
agree
you
with that.
cannot understand why my mother needs to be number one, then I don't think we can be together.
Right.
Because she needs more help physically, mentally,
More attention.
financially.
Exactly,
and things like that.
and now you're bringing up special situations, right? So in
Right.
special situations, it becomes a little
But
different.
there could be special situations, because a lot of times, a lot of African parents, when they get older,
But that's a different.
but that's also
Yeah.
cultural too.
True.
That's
And well, that is honestly a topic for another day,
Right.
because I think that cycle that the Nigerian culture has created is as backwards, right? In America, when you're looking to buy a house, we'll talk to our realtor. The realtor was like, oh, sometimes parents just gift you $50,000 to put down as a deposit for your house.
White parents.
Exactly. But that's how it should be. But our culture has this background thing where like our parents slave and then they retire and we take care of them for the rest of their life.
Right.
When if they did what they were supposed to do,
We need to talk about
they
that.
supposed to be taking care of us. But
But it
we'll
didn't
talk
happen,
we'll
yeah.
talk about that later. That's for another day. But I would like to wrap this up by saying this. Throughout the lifespan of a woman, a lot of you guys will get their opportunity to be both a wife and then a mother, right? So you get to experience both. But the real scam is that women always want to be number one. So when they're the wife, they want to be number one. And then when they're the mom, they still want to be number one. So the scam is, there really is no answer because you're damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and toast it up to that great episode.
Hey, I'm not
like, oh y'all, I don't know, me and my brother going toast y'all. Life is a scam. Thank you guys for tuning in.
And before
Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all.
arrest police officers
Good point.
that killed Breonna Taylor.
Yep, they still haven't been arrested.
Wow.
Let's take care of that.
Keep
Wow.
saying that every episode
Wow.
until they are arrested.
Thank y'all for tuning in.